Hello, professionals. My name is Rico Aladdin, and I am the founder of Professional Lunch. Today, we have a very special guest. Dr. Nganje joined me for another episode of Professional Lunch. I'm going to give Dr. Nganje a chance to introduce himself and what he does. So, Dr. Nganje, tell us who you are and what you do.
So I am a professor now for about 23 years. I graduated from the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign with my PhD in agricultural finance and agribusiness. I came here to North Dakota State University in 1998. I taught here for about 9 years, and then I went down to Arizona State University. I taught there for about 7 years, and then I came back in 2013 as the department chair.
Wow.
So I've been department chair for almost 10 years now.
Wow.
And I have a faculty of about 25 faculty on hard money, and then about almost 10 of them on soft money,
Okay.
and about 5 support staff.
Wow.
So it's a really sizable department.
Yes.
And we do a lot of work with 5 research centers. So we do a lot of work on all aspects of agriculture and agribusiness issues related to financing, marketing, value added, and all kinds of stuff.
Wow. So, as a professor, do you work in the private sector or different job, or do you just teach?
I've sat on a couple of boards.
Okay.
I've sat on a couple of financial boards as a board member. And one of them was a really good sized credit union. It's now the Federal Credit Union.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
I used to be on their board for several years. I helped them back then. That was about almost 20 years ago.
Wow.
I helped them develop their risk pricing scheme.
Okay.
So how to differentiate pricing for people who are low risk, high risk.
Okay.
But again, we also have 5 research centers in the department.
Wow.
We have, and those research centers have advisory boards.
Okay.
And those advisory boards are all stakeholders. We have soybean, corn, farmers union, all our stakeholders. They do sit on, even the senators and our congressmen, they have representation on our advisory boards.
Wow.
So I do sit on all of those, and I do work with all those different stakeholder groups.
Okay.
So with industry, I have that I do with industry. They will also have some executive training programs, leadership program
Okay.
that our department does with Senex Harvest State, which is CHS.
Okay.
We do a training program on leadership for their CEOs and management
Wow.
for their affiliates.
Wow.
So we have the second cohort now.
Okay.
The first cohort, we had about 19. This cohort, we have about 17 participants.
Wow.
So all the guys who own the grain elevators and the Senex, you see the gas stations around,
Yes.
they are CHS affiliates.
Wow.
And we do leadership training for them.
Wow, very cool, man. With so much that you do, I think one professional lunch is not gonna be enough. Okay, so we're gonna come back to the teaching, because I'm really interested in knowing much more about that. So, how did you become a teacher? I mean, was it something that you always wanted to do, or was it something that you get tucked into by an advisor or maybe a former teacher?
Yeah, my advice to younger people is that when I talk to a kid in high school and I say, "What do you want to do?" They said, "I don't know." It kind of scares me a little bit because when I was 7 years old, I had told everybody I wanted to be a medical doctor.
Wow.
I seen people back in Africa and they're suffering. I said, "I want to go to school, be a doctor, and help them out." So I'd always had in my mind
Yeah.
that I wanted to be a doctor at that very early age.
Okay.
And what did that do? It helped channel my interest in working so hard to accomplish that. I realized I didn't like blood. I have a phobia for blood, but I love math.
Yeah.
So I ended up doing finance and getting a PhD. But the reason why I love teaching Even when I was at the University of Illinois, we have a lot of issues that the younger generation, they're the leaders of tomorrow.
Yes.
If we don't transition very well and make sure they understand the core issues and how to navigate the current issues and the future issues, all of us are in trouble.
Yeah.
So I love teaching because I want to empower the younger folks to feel confident. When they go out there, they said, I can do anything.
Yeah.
And I've taught so many classes. I love teaching. I've gotten several teaching awards nationally, several research awards nationally. When I teach my students, the most important thing is confidence.
Yeah.
I want to look into their eyes when I give them the skill sets that I'm giving them and say, you can do whatever you want.
Okay.
If you have the time and you have the motivation.
Okay.
That's why I love teaching.
Wow.
To make sure I can challenge students to become whatever they want to become.
Wow. So, I want to hear an example of a student that, take what you just told me and follow through it in all the way. Do you have that?
I am what we call maybe a grandfather professor.
Okay.
So I have trained students who have been professors and doctors and professors who have also trained students who have been doctors and professors.
Wow. I guess that answers my question.
23 years is a long time teaching.
That answers my question.
I call that a grandfather professor. I have one of my student teachers now. He's a professor at the University of Maine. He teaches accounting.
Okay.
So he finished his master's here in risk and finance, decided to go to Texas, finish his PhD in accounting, and he's a professor at the University of Maine.
Wow.
I have other students, Tennessee, all over the country. I have grad students who are now professors.
Wow. Oh my goodness. I have to know. I don't know. So what do you teach now? Tell me a couple of things you teach now, and then after that we're gonna take a little pause after that.
Right. So my area is finance. So I've taught all the courses in finance, agricultural finance, and risk management.
Okay.
So risk, I do everything related to measuring risk and managing risk.
Okay.
In the food sector and in the financial sector. So risk management is the cornerstone of everything.
Okay.
Building those risk models in helping people to quantify risk and then helping them how to manage risk. In the old days, if a mega company loses $100,000, that's a big deal. Today, every decision that these guys make is $1 million decision.
Yeah.
So if you don't train young people to understand risk, how to measure it and manage it, whether it's finance or food risk, they cannot save their company.
Yeah.
So we help them understand how to measure and manage risk.
Okay. Oh, wow. Very nice, very nice. We're gonna take a little pause here to get to order our food because this is a professional lunch. When we come to professional lunch, we eat something and then we talk about things. So we're gonna take a pause and then we will be right back after this.